So I traded in my gaming laptop, in this case the Acer Predator Helios Neo, for this Asus Zenbook Duo, and in this video I'm going to show you why. It's a while I'm leaving a little bit on the table in just raw performance, especially for my video editing. I've been using both for video editing. The Asus Zenbook Duo also has an Intel Core Ultra i9. Because of all of this power, I can edit my videos with ease here. I'm running DaVinci Resolve here and editing with lots of different frames and different things on top of layers on top of each other. It's really easy to use, and the rendering goes really quick. So when I export this HD video here, 0.264, export that really fast. So I'm doing this video which is about a minute long in under a minute, rendering the complete thing, and that's ready to export. Now the star of the show for video editors is undoubtedly the NVIDIA RTX 4070 GPU. Now this card is a game changer for render times and real-time effects. Now you'll notice a significant speed up in GPU accelerated tasks like color correction and applying complex effects. So this really gives you a lot to work with here in your video editing dashboard. So whether you use DaVinci or like Adobe, this will really help. Storage-wise, you're looking at a fast PCIe Gen 4 NVMe SSD, which means quick boot times and snappy file transfers, essential when you're working with large video files. And also very useful when you're working with large video files is the connectivity here. You get Thunderbolt 4 ports, which are perfect for connecting external drives that are really fast, so you can work from your external drives right into your video editing. You even get a micro SD card reader for when you're working with your cameras, for example, and you want to directly import like the micro SD from your camera into your computer, so you can work with that. And you even get legacy USB ports, so you can use your external devices. For me, that's perfect when I'm recording, because a lot of this recording gear has a standard USB and not a USB-C port, so that helps me in reducing like the amount of cables that I need here. Now it's not all perfect here. The audio output is a bit weak, so you want to use external speakers or headphones for accurate sound editing. I usually edit on my headphones, but I also use powered speakers from Edifier or PreSonus. I usually use headphones for editing, but if I want to really zone into that audio because of like a music production I'm doing, then I'll use the bookshelf speakers of PreSonus, which have a very cool range, which have a very good range for video editing. In terms of build quality, well, it's not the sleekest laptop out there, and that's mostly because of the NVIDIA video card, of course. The aluminum top cover adds a touch of durability, which is reassuring when you're lugging it between editing sessions. Now this isn't a laptop that is easily to take with you. It's quite heavy and quite thick, and also the power supply is really a brick, heavy, very large, one of the largest I've seen. So this isn't something that you'll easily take with you, but I mostly edit at home here in my studio, so for me that isn't that much of a problem, not that much of a hassle. But I'd really recommend, if you're editing a lot on the go, or if you're using this for business as well, and perhaps a little smaller gaming laptop, or at least with a smaller power supply, is the way to go. I also reviewed the Asus ROG Strix, which is also a cool laptop, but just a little bit. It's the same size and the same thickness, but it's just a little bit larger, and especially the brick of a power supply is a little bit smaller there, so that might be an option too. Now to wrap things up, the Acer Predator Helios Neo 16, especially in this high-end configuration, is a seriously capable machine for video editing. It offers desktop class performance in a somewhat portable package, making it an excellent choice for content creators who need power but are still want to be able to use this on the move. But the video card in the Acer Predator Helios is just a little bit better. Of course, you have larger laptop with the Acer Predator, and most gaming laptops, it's even heavier than this Zenbook Duo, even with its dual screens and its detachable keyboard. But the Acer Predator Helios is just really heavy and heavy to lug around. Also, the power brick is very large and very heavy, and I wish every laptop manufacturer would make these tiny little power bricks that the Asus Zenbook Duo has. It's more of like almost a USB charger for your phone. It's almost as big as that, just a little bit bigger, and it's very light and easy to carry that around with you in your backpack. So the Asus Zenbook Duo is just a lot easier to take around with you. Of course, there are smaller laptops that don't have those dual screens that are also a lot lighter. This one is still just a little bit thick and just a little bit heavier than most laptops that are like this kind of business use case, but it is a lot smaller and a lot lighter than a full gaming laptop. So I have been using this for video editing, Acer Predator Helios as well, and it has a lot more raw editing power. But for my use cases, I just do product review videos with just minor editing and a little bit of color correction and a little bit of trackers and tracking certain products in frame to do like a pop-up there that tracks the object. This computer has more than enough power for me to do that. Also, the video editing is very easy to do on this, because I use the second screen to have like my separate dials here. So this means that you can also do this while you're on the go. You can just push those buttons, use that second screen, how you would otherwise perhaps use hardware buttons or hardware dials to do your video editing. Now you can just take that along with you and use that second screen to do your workflow like you normally would in your studio where you have all those hardware things. So that's actually pretty cool. You don't get to do that on a gaming laptop. So while that is a lot more powerful, I am glad that I switched to the Asus Zenbook Duo for my video editing, especially on the go. And you can do so much more with a laptop like this. You can do drawing. You can use this for like drawing on your Photoshop and making your thumbnails, for example. You can use this for video recording while having your recording up top or at the bottom and then looking at the screen for your notes, so you can easily view those. So that's very useful. So for video editing and video recording, I really recommend the Asus Zenbook Duo.